Spencer Pratt just posted this. Remember, everyone, we are still in the lead. We've got all the way till July 6th to keep counting. They're not the only ones who know where to find the votes. Time to find some votes. Let's win this.
You guys, hear me out. I want to connect the dots for you. Nithya Raman in California pulling ahead of Spencer Pratt for second place in the LA mayor's race. And we saw President Trump, his frustration with NBC when they started talking about California elections. But if you think this is just about California's voting dysfunction, you're missing the bigger picture. It's a problem in California, yes, right? But if Gavin Newsom takes his ambition national and one day becomes president, that model will go national too. That means every city, every state could end up dealing with the same exact chaos. And as a former mainstream media news anchor, I'll tell you what has changed, but first listen. So Trump walks out because it's the same thing over and over again. Mainstream media isn't interested in investigating. It's more of a battle over credibility, trying to make others look bad. So for instance, in California, residents are told homelessness is not a big deal. They see with their eyes. Crime, not a big deal. They see with their eyes. Election integrity, all good, but the DOJ is saying California is blocking a federal audit over its voter rolls. What are they hiding? So my point is many Americans believe the mainstream media spends more time dismissing their concerns than investigating them while presenting itself as being nonpartisan. I spent so many years inside those newsrooms. There is a clear agenda, and that is the bigger story here, you guys. It's about a public that no longer is waiting for permission to think for itself, because people trust their own eyes more than they trust the people who spent years trying to convince them not to, which is why President Trump is like, I'm done with this conversation.
Are Democrats cheating?
Listen, in 2019,
Nithya Raman has jumped into second place, passing the Republican Spencer Pratt. Election night.
Yes, few hours before the decision days projected this lady to this level, Spencer Pratt posted this. Remember, everyone, we are still in the lead and we have got all the way till July 6th to keep counting. They are not the only ones who know where to find vote. This should signal something to you. Spencer Pratt here is saying something. I don't know if you get it. He continued, a net swing of more than 43,000 votes since Tuesday. 43,000, huh? Where have I seen that number before? Question mark. Probably nothing. If you look at this whole thing, you will start questioning everything about this whole election. This has triggered a lot of people, and some are tired because they understand exactly how the system operates. Someone said Gavin Newsom could not allow Spencer to even near. Like, why is the projections? Like, Nithya Raman is gaining more vote than Karim Bass at this moment. We expected Karim Bass to continue to beat.
Are Democrats cheating?
Listen, in 2019, the Tom Fitton with Judicial Watch sued Los Angeles County. And what did they find? Los Angeles County hadn't kicked anyone off their voter rolls for over 20 years. They had to kick off 1.5 million people off those voter rolls, 1.5 million. And in the last 7 years since that happened, 400,000+ people have fled Los Angeles. So we're relying on this faulty system that never kicked people off the voter rolls to begin with to somehow now start doing it. And look, the electoral system is broken if you can't have the count in a week.
How do those people, but the reason that the system is slow is because of signature verification to go through all of that to make sure that there isn't fraud or anything like that. How are those people supposed to get through the system?
Well, listen, you could have voter ID and same-day voting and no universal mail-in ballots. If you had all of those, you would know your results right away.
You would know your results.
In California, they banned the ID.
Right.
They have universal mail-in ballots, and by and large, a lot of those ballots that come in are typically Democrat drops. And right now we're seeing, and news is mixed, we are actually seeing a pretty stable flow.
I think she's taking it. And this is just all around good news. I think, as we have learned, our media absolutely loves a circus show. They love a sideshow. They love a character like Spencer Pratt, and they're going to put him, he'd be all over the national news driving the national news until the election. And what would happen then is that it's about him not being qualified, about him being a character, about his antics, about all the different celebrities supporting him. It wouldn't be about the issues that I think are really important to people that actually live in Los Angeles. And so without him now, I think this story gets less national attention. People are not going to be watching the debates with the two candidates anymore.
A slow system,
Yes.
because we give voters as much time as humanly possible to make sure that their voices are heard. And frankly, I think that's more important than getting it done as quick as possible, because there's no difference really from having an answer yesterday versus tomorrow. I mean, the election results are going to be the election results. And I personally...
This Democrat mouthpiece will always sound this way. He's happy that election is taking 3 months, 3 weeks to count. He feels comfortable with that. There is no issue. Sometimes when you look at these people, in fact, I don't expect him to say this is wrong, because this is what he has been doing for a very long time. It is embarrassing and crazy that even people in the third world countries see through this BS.
You mentioned Nithya Raman. That's in the LA mayor's race. That's certainly one that we've been keeping an eye on. We know that the current mayor, Karen Bass, who is a Democrat, will advance to the general election in the fall. The question is, who will take that number 2 slot? Is it Nithya Raman, who's a city council member, or is it Spencer Pratt? Tell us what this dynamic is looking like. And what I think is really interesting about this is, depending on who she gets to run against in the fall, running against Spencer Pratt and running against Nithya Raman, those are very different races. And Karen Bass may need to position herself in very different ways.
So let's start with the results. Every day between 4 and 5 o'clock Pacific, which is this window right now, the LA County Registrar releases a whole thing of new votes. So any moment now, we could see that number start to change. We don't know when it's going to happen, but any moment now, based off of the projection and based off of the trends of what we've been seeing day after day.
Yes, this is no surprise to me. If you take a look at this, Karchi 95% projections, Nithya Raman advances to LA mayor general elections, where she will face Karen Bass. Even the decision decks project her the winner, beating Spencer Pratt. Ron DeSantis' reply, leftist cities that have been governed by failed ideologies and plagued with crime, homelessness, decay, and administrative incompetence need to change course. That won't happen, though, if the only option is a candidate more ideological left and even less administratively incompetent. That is the truth. At some point, this has actually triggered the whole nation. Yeah, everybody is talking about this because they see through this BS.
All right, LA, we've been all in y'all business because the idea of the reality TV show villain that I watched in my 20s as a millennial, the idea of him being the mayor of the second largest city when he honestly has not matured or progressed from that reality TV show villain persona, the idea of that is scary. And I think it also shows, if he were to become the mayor of LA, it would have shown that this country has learned nothing about putting reality TV show villains in roles like the president. But anywho, the good news is
Democrat in third place on both of these races.
Yeah, that's what's troubling. We had a long discussion about the chosen method of elections in California. They want to nationalize that, by the way. They did in large part thanks to COVID with their mail-in ballot strategy. So now a lot of states are saddled with that probably didn't want to, and now it's probably never going away. So thank you, California. Bad ideas tend to originate there, like Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi.
Now, I know that I'm not the only one calling bullcrap on this.
We're 5 days in and the count goes on here in the Golden State.
In 39 days, we will know the winner. Oh, no, that's the mayor of L.A. I'm sorry. What a state this is. But apparently...
At some point, you should not blame people that are calling this, questioning everything that is happening in California. Like, seriously.
This is ridiculous. Obviously, God wanted 5 more months
ending up
for Los Angeles.
And, I had Spencer Pratt on my podcast the other day. I think
this is breaking news. Everyone that supports me is a Democrat.
Encouraging our fans not to vote for Pratt for
super fan.
Seen this city just fall apart.
Mayorship, insurance companies, they don't have to pay for people to rebuild their homes.
Aaron Bass.
I just wanted to
Up these cases with
can't keep streetlights
in California. Now you realize people everywhere in America make fun of people.
And so this is my life.
You're talking about qualifications, right? Yeah. And the black community.
It's illegal.
Spencer Pratt, who's running for mayor of Los Angeles.
Able to. I know, but
Also, I have to say,
we don't even have the trust of our own people.
Remarkable what he's accomplished. I'm from California. I have family in LA.
Chelsea Handler, she's not a fan, said me.
The only people that aren't are the socialists.
2010. Okay, so with all eyes on California, you can see exactly what's happening.